Today, we're going to learn how to paint a miniature to tabletop standard. I'll be using Express Color and Game Color paints. I prime the miniature with a white undercoat. This prepares the surface and helps the colors pop. To paint the armor, I use Templar White, slightly thinned with Express Medium. This gives me a less pigmented base that's easier to control and smoother to work with. It's important to use a good-sized brush. This helps load the paint well and ensures even coverage. Now I reinforce the deeper shadows in the armor. I mix Templar White with a little Hospitaller Black and apply it to the recessed areas to add depth. As you can see, Express paints blend easily without issues. Next, I paint the black sections of the armor, like the gun and the tabard, using Hospitaller Black thinned with medium. Be careful not to mess up the work you've already done. For the armor markings, I use Nocturnal Red mixed with medium. Apply it carefully to create those distinctive lines and details. Don't worry if they're not perfect. We'll integrate them into the armor later and they'll look great. To bring the markings to life, I highlight them with Scarlet Blood, focusing on specific points to create contrast. Then, I use Bloody Red to continue highlighting, for example, on the edge of the tabard. I also edge highlight the armor marks with Scarlet Blood to define the shapes better and boost contrast. For the final light points, I apply tiny touches of Scarlet to simulate reflections. Now let's add some texture. Using Dead White, I draw small scratches and marks to simulate wear and tear. These little lines and dots add realism, and they can also fix any markings you weren't happy with. Keep in mind, we're painting to tabletop standard. I now edge highlight the entire armor using the same white color to make the borders stand out. Edge highlighting is super important. It really enhances the final look of your mini. It adds that extra punch to your tabletop models. To simulate surface wear, I draw fine lines along the armor, especially on the edges and high contact areas. For deeper chips and damage, I use a mix of whole red and a touch of black. Keep in mind that damage tends to build up in the most exposed areas. Now let's highlight the tabard using Dark Sea Green. I apply it into the folds to create volume. Don't worry if the blending isn't perfect. Remember, this is a tabletop level paint job. The key is to enjoy the process. Next, I mix some white into the Dark Sea Green for the second highlight. As you apply more highlights, remember to reduce the area you paint each time. That way, you create a nice gradient of light. Finally, I add even more white for the last touches of light. And with these steps, the miniature is finished, and it took me less than 2 hours. If you want to see how I made the alien-style base, make sure to follow us on our social media. And if you enjoy videos like this, leave a comment telling us what kind of miniature you'd like to see next. See you in the next video.